Hey everybody, welcome. Your saltwater guide, Captain Dave Hansen. It is Wednesday night, and Bill Varney was going to join us, but some things came up, so he's not making it. So you got me tonight, and that was fun watching Justin fish all day today. Those of you that got to watch the show, congratulations. Those that didn't, maybe you can go back and watch the live show. They really had a good time fishing out there at Catalina. Gang, we got a good show for you tonight. First of all, let's thank Akuma. Without Akuma's help, we can't do any of these live shows. We can't do this. Akuma's been a big sponsor of your saltwater guide since I first started. I started out as a pro staffer with them, and now they're fully sponsoring our shows, and I'm very, very happy to have them with us. So thank you, everyone over at Akuma. We'll show you a cool reel in a little bit once we get going here, but it is Wednesday. It's 6 o'clock at night. I want to let you all know I just literally woke up this morning at 5:30 in the morning in San Felipe. And right now I just walked into my Airbnb here in Loreto, Mexico. And I've been in this place for almost a minute and a half now. I don't even know how we pulled it off. We got here in time, but we're here. So thank you all for joining us, and thanks for standing by and waiting for this live show. This is Okuma Wednesday. We got some cool stuff to talk about. Conditions are changing. That wind kind of backed off a little bit. There's still a lot of fires burning, but the ocean conditions are getting better all the time. I know my heart is out there for everybody that's lost so much with these wildfires. It's just been absolutely incredible and devastating. Every time I get to a new place and stop and see another bunch of devastation, it just breaks my heart. So I just want you to all know I'm there for you. But tonight we're going to talk about the proper way to go about catching fish in the wintertime and what you need to know and what you need to do when you're trying to catch fish this time of year, because it's different. It's not like fishing in the summertime when you drive out and find some tuna foaming underneath the birds, or you find, right, Ron? Absolutely. Like we said, we just walked in here, so Ron's just bringing up our stuff from the car, and I just didn't want to leave any of you waiting. I knew you're all waiting. But we're talking about the proper way to go about fishing in the wintertime, what to think about, what to look for. It's a little more challenging this time of year, the wintertime. Things are a little more challenging. You got to really pay attention to conditions. You got to really pay attention to the water temperature. You got to pay attention to many, many things when you're in the wintertime. You can't really fake it until you make it this time of year. You got to really be paying attention. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the different ways I would rig up this time of year, what the things I would do. We're going to get into all kinds of things to relate to fishing in the wintertime, and I am going to do my best to answer questions as we go along here. And yes, Darren, Justin, Matt, Ryan, Jason. Yeah, the artificial reef system is an absolute savior this time of year, but it requires technique. That is the biggest thing that you're going to have to pay attention to, is how you're going about this. And Ron and I spent a lot of time together in the last 7 days as we drove up and down the Baja Peninsula. And something that he thought was pretty important to talk about, and I agreed with him, is that on the website, yoursaltwaterguide.com, we have so many videos about how to fish all the different spots up and down the coast, or over at Catalina or Clemente, or up at the Channel Islands. And we break everything down and make it so simple. But the biggest problem is most people never watch the videos. Most people that get involved with the website, and I can see if you're watching them or not. Yeah, shut up, Darren. Shut up, Matt, Ryan. I can see if you're watching the videos or not. And here's what I've learned over the year. And real quick, you gotta listen. So as I see people jump onto the website and they hang out for a couple months and then they split, I can see if you're watching the videos or not. If you think you can jump onto my website, yoursaltwaterguide.com, and you can just get the GPS numbers and that's going to get you fish, if that's what you think, then I would suggest forget about all this learning and forget about all this knowledge and how to set up and anchoring and all the things that come along with being successful when you go out on your boat. Go down to West Marine right now. They have these laminated charts that have all the GPS numbers on them. And if that's all you want, don't waste your time signing up to my website. Just go get the chart. I think they're like $12 or $15. You'll get all the spots. They copied all those spots off those hotspots videos I made back in 1989. So you can grab all those spots that way, and then you can just go out there and you can go wing it and try to figure it out on your own. The thing about your saltwater guide is different than buying the plastic chart or just grabbing GPS numbers, which are, like I say to every one of you that have ever signed up, first thing you do when you sign up to my website is you get a phone call from me. And then I walk you through the website and explain to you how the whole website works. And I give you a tour. And the reason why we do that is because there's nothing else out there like what we have to offer. So if you don't know how the website works, you can't utilize the website. So when you go out fishing on your private boat, you're not going to be able to catch anything. Whether you become a member or not won't change what you catch if you're into watching the videos and learning to fish all the different spots. On the website right now, I'd say there's probably 32 or 3,300 spots. If you count from the Channel Islands to the Coronado Islands, San Clemente Island, Catalina Island, and all over the coast, all the rock cod spots we have, all the lobster spots we have, all the artificial reefs. But where the rubber hits the road, gang, is when you learn that it's important to anchor on the spot. Like you watched those of you that watched Justin today, you watched as he moved around Catalina Island, and he moved from spot to spot as the conditions changed, as the wind started to blow out of the southeast. He knew it was time to move to a different area. Then when the wind started to come out of the northwest, he knew it was time to move and anchor up on a different area. And I was talking to Captain Roy Rose. I spent the night at him and Lauren's house the other night, and we were talking about how important it is, because he has a bunch of spots also that are very productive, but on his chart plotter, it doesn't say number 157 is a perfect spot to anchor up in an uphill current. That's stuff that we have in our brains that we know from all the years of fishing, that we know how to, not that I'm the greatest fisherman, I just got lucky and got to work in an industry that I absolutely love, and it's the fishing industry. And I got to do it for so many years, and I got to listen to so many great captains like Roy Rose and Todd Manser and Justin Botrell and Steve Lasley and Pete Grosbeck and Billy Miyagawa and Mike the Beaker and so many other captains, that they help put the pieces of the puzzle together so that we're successful when we go to Catalina or we go to Clemente. And it's all about learning what conditions and how it works the best. So what we're talking about for a little bit on the show right now is all the different spots on those plastic charts that you can buy at West Marine or any tackle store up or down the coast. And you can get those charts, but they're not going to teach you how to. Oh, thank you so much. I'll jump on that in just a minute. But how to fish each and every individual spot. That's where our website's different than anything else out there. First of all the other websites that are out there, everybody's, the people that have built them and the people that give the information on them, have never fished their whole life for a living. They don't have the Rolodex of captains that they can call and get a hold of anytime they want to learn how to use all these spots. So thank you so much, Elliot. So here's like the website, the fishing game plans. We explained to you exactly what spots to go to, where to go, and what to do. But then where the rubber meets the road is you utilize the game plans, but then you go back and you look at the hot spots. The hot spots are what we talk about on the game plans. When Captain Al or Captain Justin or myself, we say, hey, you want to be at Binnacle Rock and you want to make sure that the current's going downhill, where you go to the Catalina guide to Catalina Island, that first one on the hot spots videos. And it's a 40-minute video that explains to you how to fish each and every individual spot. Then you go down, you scroll down this page a little bit, and you'll see a short form of the Catalina video, which is like 20 or 30 seconds. That's just the GPS numbers. It's 29 seconds. So that's, if you just want to sit down and put the GPS numbers in your machine, that's fine. We have those. But then if you want to learn how to fish those spots, we have the ultimate guide to fishing in Catalina, the ultimate guide to fishing in Southern California, the ultimate guide to fishing in Orange County, the ultimate guide to fishing the Channel Islands. Whatever area it is that you're going to go fishing at, we break down exactly how to fish those spots. And it's super important. I was thinking about this, and Ron and I were talking about it on the drive down here. You have to have this knowledge when you go out on your boat. You have to be like, in the testimonials and the community and everybody sharing what they're doing. All this stuff matters more than you could ever imagine. And this knowledge is something that I'm more than willing to pass on to you guys. And I built this phenomenal website. And the people that get all in, the people that dive all in and have total trust in what I'm saying, they're very, very successful. And all you have to do is look at every day on the community, and they share exactly what they did, exactly where they did it at, exactly how they did it. Nobody does that. There's no other website out there. There's no community like this. It's an absolute phenomenal tool. Elliot, I thank you so much for jumping in and helping me. Literally, I've been in this Airbnb for 13 minutes. I got in here and I had 1 second to go live when I got in here. Here we are. It's absolutely, absolutely amazing. It's just that you're able to help me out like this. I just thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. But gang, I just want you all to understand, because there was a gentleman, I don't care if you cancel or if you don't cancel, but he said to me, I'm going to cancel my subscription because it's not working the way I thought it would. And the really strange thing about the website, I own it. So when you tell me that, I go and I look and see what videos you watched. And you know what I found out? Everybody that cancels their subscription never watches any of the how-to videos. They go in and they look at the GPS numbers, they grab those, and then they think they're just going to go out there, and because they signed up to my website, they're just going to go be able to knock the crap out of them. It does not work that way. You can here's Captain Al Clowers catching halibut. It does not work that way. Just because you signed up doesn't mean you're going to be successful. You have to watch the videos. You have to pay attention. You have to write down notes. You have to understand that when you get to Catalina and you get over there and the current's going uphill and the wind's blowing out of the southeast, you better know where to go. Same thing if the wind's blowing out of the northwest and the current's going down the coast. You got a plethora of places to go. You got Justin Botrell giving you the game plans. You got Captain Al Clowers giving you the game plans. The difference between our website and every other website out there, we're the only guys that are out on the water every single day giving you on-the-water reports and game plans from people that fish. Other websites, have copy and paste what they sisters, brothers, aunts, cousin did it last year at that spot on that day. We're live. So we're different than everybody else. We're showing you, but then the community is showing you that if you listen and if you submit, you're going to be able to do this. So what we're talking about, the reason I told you all that is because I'm going to show you a video right now from Akuma with their brand new reel. They want you guys to check out because it's phenomenal. The Cavalla reel is an absolute phenomenal reel. I want you to check that out. We'll put a QR code up right after it, but watch this video real quick. So this reel is unbelievable. Lever drag, the machine, everything about it just is an absolute awesome reel. Check this thing out. You can watch the whole video on YouTube. The music that's accompanying the video we can't use because we don't want to get demonetized. We don't want to get pulled off the internet. We've gotten so big now, the podcast, we have to be very careful with the music that we play. But if you grab the QR code that we just threw up on the screen, and when you grab that QR code, you can see what we're talking about this reel. You'll be blown away by all the engineering that's gone into this reel. It'll stand up to anything out there. This lever drag reel and the 2-speed functionality of this reel will stand up to any other reel that you're looking at. And the price point is absolutely incredible. So if you use this QR code, look at that power handle. Just the power handle alone, you know this thing's ready to catch that big bluefin or that big white sea bass. Or what a phenomenal reel to fish rock cod with in the wintertime. It's absolutely amazing, all the design and all the functionality of this reel. The Cavalla 2-speed lever drag reel is an absolute killer reel. I know a lot of you like all the fluff and the music and all that stuff. I can't show you the music. All I can do is tell you about what a great reel this is. You can go back and watch this video about this reel on your own. The music that's used on this is licensed. I don't have the licensing rights, so you're not going to hear the music. You can watch John tell you all about the reel. That QR code takes you right to it, and everything on there is going to help you out tremendously on how to use that reel. And thank you very much, Matt Ryan. Yep, watching those videos is magic because all the videos on our website are put together to explain to you how to do the different things that you're going to do when you go out there. Look at these numbers right now. This is an absolute incredible thing going on over on Instagram. I can't even believe it. We had over 400,000 views on that video again today. 34.1 million views on that video. You look at all my videos that we have playing right now. It's absolutely incredible. Look at that. 390,000 views on that squid video. 298,000 views when we're splitting the bone, the spinal cord for the swordfish before we scooped it out. There's just so many hot videos that are just trending right now, just going absolutely bananas on our Instagram page. Over on Facebook, the same thing is going on. You guys saw that white shark in the net in this right out. Fires are burning in LA right now. Light boat lit up the water, got this ball of squid. Look at this. There's so much squid in here. But why is it so tight? Why is it so tight together? Well, look, as we go along, you're going to want to wait till the end. This is a huge surprise. You're not going to believe what you're going to see. As we start to dry up the net here, you're going to see a little sea lion jump out of here. And that little guy's going as fast as a little sea lion can swim. Why is he going so fast? You got to see. Uh-oh, what is that? Look in the net. Look close. You might have to watch this a couple times to understand. As he rolls over on his back, watch how full this animal's belly is. This guy, I don't know if he's been eating sea lions, dolphins, or just full of squid. But that is a great white shark, about 18 feet long, and he gets himself out of the net and swims away unharmed with a belly full of food. Unbelievable video, right? And that's what's going on our Instagram page, gang. But the same thing is going on our YouTube channel, and the same thing is going on our Facebook page, and the same thing is going on our TikTok page, gang. We're viral on every platform because of all of you. And also, that's why the website is doing so well, is because there's a lot of people that actually understand that what we're sharing on the website is actual real information. We're sharing real-time information of what fish are biting and where they're biting at. So I saw a lot of our members, Jason and Matt and Darren and guys talking about the artificial reefs. The artificial reef system was built by us, for us, with our California Fish and Wildlife licenses, the money that they use for those. Also, there's been enhancement stamps. There's been a lot of people don't know. I would love for you to come on whenever you want. I don't see you on here, but if you could come on, that would be great. I don't see you. Is he there? There he is. Okay. I see you. Yay. Look at you, girlfriend. Check you out.
Look at me.
I didn't even know you were there, you little weirdo.
I've been hiding out. I've just been listening to you and trying to critique your style.
Yeah. Good luck with that, bro.
Impossible to replace.
Well,
so
there's a lot of people that wish they were me.
That's for sure. I wish I had your hair.
Yeah, you do. Look at that.
Look at that mullet. Look at that thing. There's something living in there.
It's getting there, huh? Yeah, it's getting there. We're getting there. Bill, I literally just drove like, I don't know, 900 miles today. It's unbelievable.
Oh my gosh. And how it was nice conditions on the drive? Good
the
weather?
Road's thrashed. It is hamburger. The road is gnarly, potholes everywhere. It's craters. But yeah, it's beautiful. I got Kelly's beautiful couch in the back of the truck. Tomorrow I'll be at my house probably around 1 or 2 in the afternoon. And Kelly will be a happy young lady with her new couch.
You'll be so glad to be home too.
Oh my goodness. We've been on the road since Saturday morning.
Oh my gosh. And you and Ron are still talking?
Yeah, pretty amazing, right?
So I know that you wanted to talk about, some offshore stuff today and all that, but I had a question for you. Are you ready?
Go for it.
So Noah, yep, and our friends
They're not my friends. They're not my friends.
I am a master of sarcasm. And our friends at the LA lifeguards, who are my friends. Most of them right. I played water polo with.
Oh, those guys are cool.
They're cool guys. So they came out with a water contact advisory, and this is what it says. Contamination from the Palisades fire, including ash, runoff, and debris, has flowed into the ocean and will increase the risk of contamination in the waters around LA County and southern Ventura County. Water contact should be avoided. So having read that, my question for you is, like, if you're going down on the coast down there and you're going to go surf fishing down there, or you're going to fish in the boat just offshore for calico bass or sand bass, the endangered sand bass, or a halibut, is it safe to fish there? What should we be thinking about with all of these toxins that are on the shore now, prior to a weather change that will bring them into the water?
Well, that's a good question. Here's the deal. We can't change any of it. Just like we couldn't change the Fukusaki water when it came over here. We can't change any of it. We have to live with it. But it's just the thing is, Bill, it goes back to what we talked about before any of this happened. There's only 2 problems in Southern California. Neither one of them want to be addressed. Urban runoff and the California sea lion. Neither one of those problems want to be addressed. Now, I want to talk about the water quality. You and I kind of text back and forth while I've been on this trip about the water quality, and it's going to be horrific. When the rain comes, and I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, but They're throwing around a new word that we haven't heard for quite a few years here in Southern California, but they have to cover their butt for what they just allowed to happen. They're throwing that word around again called drought. I don't know if you've noticed it, but the news channels are starting to use the word drought in a sentence now. That is called cover your ass, because the mayor and the governor are in big trouble right now. So in order to save themselves, they're throwing around a new word that they hadn't used for quite a couple of years, because if you remember, we had a phenomenal amount of water last year. I don't know if you guys were here or not. So there is no drought, but they're using the word drought because they want you to start to get used to it. I'm sorry. And I'm not being sarcastic. I'm being honest. This is how they manipulate you all, because they start throwing out words that you're familiar with, and that now your sister's brother's aunt's cousin is hearing the word drought, and she's saying, "Oh, Bill, they're in a drought in California." We're not in a drought in California. Elon Musk summed it up perfect. We have more water than our parents' children's children could ever possibly use. We have a thing called the Pacific Ocean, and we're the only civilized country in the world that doesn't make water out of the ocean, because the environmentalists in California will not let you. So, because there's a byproduct caused when you make water out of the ocean. It's called, I don't know, I put some on my eggs this morning. It's called salt. So we're not allowed to make water out of the ocean because that'll cause salt. Oh, that's so weird. But the water quality is going to be thrashed. We're going to get rain. We're going to have massive landslides. All this is going to happen. And then I heard another thing Noah said, and I talked about it on the show last night. Did you know that NOAA came out with a report yesterday morning that said there's no direct correlation to the death of the whales and the wind turbines on the East Coast?
I saw that.
Gang, it's all lies. I've been telling you for years, this is the only place you're going to get the honest to God truth, because Bill and I aren't getting paid by anyone to talk about this. And if anybody's going to take away our pay because we tell truth, I will be okay. And I'm sure Bill will be okay if you want to take away our money because we talk truth. But gang, I just want you to understand, there's no drought in California. We had more rain than we ever had. We're going to get a bunch of rain here in February. It always happens every year. All that toxic waste is going to run off into the ocean. And it's going to kill more fish than Bill, Barney, Dave Hansen, and Ron could ever even imagine, even comprehending catching with a rod and reel. So we're in big doo-doo here in California. We're in big doo-doo.
And, let's take a minute here and be truthful with everybody. I say that jokingly, as we're truthful all of the time. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about meteorology, okay, and about what's going to happen with this stuff that's in the soil. Of course, there's 10,000 homes up in the air right now, which is why there's such great sunsets that'll come back over everybody again. But this is a La Nina year. This NOAA, all the experts, all the meteorological experts came out and said we're going to have a La Nina year. And so far, it's been textbook. Now, remember, and especially those who are members, they remember some of our Thursday game plans where we talked about how these storms were forming up in Alaska. And rather than coming down the coast, where they would come down the coast of Alaska, British Columbia, Washington, Oregon, and into California, and ultimately turn inland around Tijuana. Well, of course, those have just come straight down toward Hawaii. And then what they've done is they've come in and they've gone over California. So they've gone through Washington and Oregon and then wrapped down the spine of California, or really the border of California and Nevada. These storms have made their way into Utah and then, of course, into Colorado, where I am, where we have more. We are on the median amount of snow right now. We have about as much as we would expect, but we're actually above that already. So we have no drought going here. So this is La Nina. This is how it happens. early in the season. It's cooler than usual. It's going to be particularly cold here and where you are next week, over the weekend and into next week, because what happens is this jet stream goes over California, and then exactly what you said, Dave, is exactly what happens historically in La Nina events, is that February becomes a very wet month. And that's what's being predicted on the long range now. They're saying in about 2 weeks, all of the meteorologists that I talk to, and there's a couple of really smart ones that I work with who know all the facts and are rarely wrong, who have said that jet stream will change, and we will have basically a Pineapple Express in February coming right into California. So the worry with that is that these rains will not only cause these mudslides that we've all seen over our lives, but will carry all of the effluents off of these burnt homes and buildings into the ocean. You've got ones right on the ocean already, and then the ones coming off the hill. And just like you said, Dave, about killing fish or killing marine animals, the basic building block of the ocean is marine algae. When that algae grows on rocks and sand and things on kelp and things on the bottom, that's what the plankton and the very smallest organisms in the marine environment eat. And then they're eaten by a bigger organism, which is eaten by the calico bass, which is eaten by a black sea bass, which is eaten by the 17-foot white shark, right? So if we kill using this, all of these chemicals, everything, mercury, plastics, all of this that's going to go into the ocean, hydrocarbons, and it kills off that marine algae, it will have a long-term effect on the growth of fish, the number of fish, and the spawning of fish in those areas affected.
Yeah, the one thing about this that no one's thinking about, though, is you can't stop it.
Right.
You can't. You can't stop it. The urban flow is going to happen whether you want to or not. We're just trying to we're trying to get out in front of, Bill and I are trying to get out in front of it right now, because the people that, the legacy news networks and the people that you voted to be in the offices, they're going to start to use words like drought, and they're going to use words like fishermen, and they're going to use words like closures are the only thing that are going to save this. You got to understand, we're trying to let you know none of these things that they're going to say are true. The drought thing, they're going to use that word a bunch in the next couple of weeks, because they got to cover their ass to make up for why there wasn't any water in the fire hydrants. Okay, so they got to say drought, even though we all know, those of us with a brain actually know we're not in the drought. But you got to understand, gang, this is all going to use, this whole thing is going to be used to get us. And they want to get more of our stuff and take more of it away, like Michael and I talked about last night, and Bill and I talk about every week. One thing that I didn't think about that Bill was talking about with me offline, I'm sad for the people that lost their houses in Malibu. It sucks. But they just opened up a whole new area to fishing. And it's going to be crazy to see how they figure out how to close those zones. Bill, you've never been able to fish in front of those houses, ever.
No, those houses really, from Wiley's, which is, I'm wearing their hat here in their honor, who burnt down, from Wiley's all the way up to just before the pier, the Malibu pier. That was all homes there from when I was a little kid. I mean, I was, when I started working for Fred, I was 9 years old. And so I remember going there probably about 7 with my dad, when I was a kid, up to Wiley's, and that whole zone along there was unfishable because of the homes. They're back before they allowed the public access to public beaches, which didn't come until the 80s. We would sneak down there at night and go fishing down along there for sharks. But other than that, it's very hard to get down there. So the question is, now is that, what is the access going to be down there? And, how dangerous is it going to be? And how long is it going to take to clean up that mess down there? And on the one hand, it's a good idea that it's an open area, But on the other hand, with private property rights, there are one of the homes that remains there, and the fella saved it himself with spending $1,000 at Harbor Freight, buying a generator, a water pump, and a fire hose. He sat on the top of his house and he saved 3 homes. Only really 3 homes left there. He said he believes it's a big conspiracy by the state in order for them to take the land in order to make it public land. So it should be really interesting how this all pans out in the long run. And I know the governor came out today, and it was made public information in the Daily Breeze, among other places, about the fact that he is going to suspend the Coastal Commission and all permitting for these home builders, and they can just go willy-nilly on building their homes. We really have, don't hold your breath on that. Let me put it that way.
Right. Well, he's doing everything in his power to try to save himself right now. So he's making up all kinds of baloney, like the word drought. But back to what we were talking about when Bill jumped on here in the beginning. It's time to start to evolve into this winter type fishing. I'm glad you're with me. I'm sorry I didn't see you when I first got here, but this is cool that you're here, because the wintertime fishery is different than the summertime fishery, and it's evolving, and Bill has so much great information on his game plans and his whole bundle. When you go over there, you see how you evolve with this and you evolve with that, and the sand crabs change, and then you go to the sidewinder crabs or the ghost shrimp or the worms or the grubs. All that, like Bill talks about, same thing goes on with the ocean when we get into these cold water cycles, which we're in now. This is wintertime. And before we have all the runoffs and all the water gets dirty, there's an opportunity right now to fish some absolutely unbelievable places in Malibu. There's also opportunity to fish all the artificial reefs, because now the wind's backed off. And if you haven't had a chance to do any of that, but since we have Bill here, I'm jumping back into the Bill Varney game plans and the surf fishing. And I want you to talk about that area, that Malibu coast. That is like, for a surf fisherman, you got to be licking. It's going to suck when the runoff comes, gang. It's not here yet, though. So let's look at the positive right now. You can go in there and go fish on those beaches. You can get in there.
Absolutely.
Right now, it's absolute mayhem up there. I know, and I apologize from the bottom of my heart. You're not going in there to steal and rob. You're going in there to fish, and you can do that right now. I don't know when they'll close. They're going to close it. Bill and I know that. We've lived in California long enough to know they're going to stop anybody from having fun. But right now, talk about fishing in Malibu. What it would be like for you if you had the opportunity to go down there.
Oh my gosh. I mean, that stretch, like from a surf fishing standpoint, that stretch from Topanga Canyon, where Wiley's was, all the way to Point Magoo is some of the most fantastic surf fishing in all of California, because it's kind of where the currents from the cooler water from Ventura, Santa Barbara meets up with the warmer bay water in the South Bay. And so you have at certain times a year some incredible white sea bass fishing along there, some really big perch fishing back in the day before it was closed up at Zuma was really good. And then in the lower half of it, when you get down toward Topanga there, you got bonito that you can catch from the surf there. You've got big corbina, spotfin, yellowfin croaker, all of that stuff along there. And like over the years, it has always been so frustrating for me, Dave, because, I'd go up there and like, all of the colony. So the colony, of course, is from where the Malibu surf break is, north about 3 miles. That's all off limits. You can park, at the mall there, and you can walk 2 miles up the beach, and you can get to it because you have the right to walk below the high tide mark. But that's always been hard to get to. Broad Beach, which I fished on at friend's house. Parents had a house there. It's incredible fishing. That was all off limits. Now, of course, Point Big Dune and Little Dune, which is in an MPA, that's off limits legally. And that was once an incredible place to fish. That was one of the best white sea bass from shore places. I could have taken you up there probably in the 70s and 80s and guaranteed you every time we went there, you caught anywhere from maybe a 40-inch white sea bass to a 60-incher. It was really good fishing up there. Zuma was exceptionally good, but it's closed too. So taking into consideration what's closed and what's open, right now, with most of the activity south of Broad Beach, which of course is about halfway between Malibu and Leo Carrillo State Beach there. That area that is from Leo Carrillo all the way to Point Magoo up there. So you've got Brune Thornhill Beach along there. You've got Matador is another beach. All of those individual beaches up there, which have parking if you look for them. I just go on Google Earth and take a look at that area that's north of the pier in Malibu and see where the public parking is, or north of Zuma, and see where the parking is. So that it will be all good. And one thing for everybody to know is that, when we're surf fishing up there, especially this time of year when it's cold and it could be a little breezy and stuff like that, we are always looking to fish near structure. Now, there is one beach up there, Broome Thornhill, I believe is what it is. As I got rid of my cat there, is a really interesting place to perch fish, and some really big perch there. There's a rock point that goes out on the south end of it. And at about 9 to 10 o'clock in the morning, as the sun is coming up over the Malibu hills, a shadow is cast by the mountain that is, or cliff really, a mountain that's behind where you're fishing. And it throws a shadow out over the water that appears to make a second point. So there's a point of rocks, and then there's an actual point made by a shadow. And fishing the edge of that shadow where the sunlight is and the shadow begins, and another 10 feet is the rocks, right in that zone in the shadow, is unbelievably good. And then as soon as that shadow goes away, last 35, 40 minutes, sun moves to a new place, it'll shut off completely. So there's some really good fishing up there. And if you get up above, as I said, Zuma, you're going to probably have it to yourself this time of year.
See what he says. Hey, I'm sorry. Like I said, I walked right in here. We're trying to pay the rent for the Airbnb right now. I apologize, everybody. I'm sorry. I hope you're listening to Bill. Listen, gang, what Bill's saying about the Malibu area is going to be incredible. On to tomorrow's game plan. If you're not a member, you're not going to get it. But if you're a member, you're going to get Bill's game plan tomorrow. He's going to talk about some of that. Plus, if any of this stuff makes sense, if you're a member of Bill's bundle on our website, Your Saltwater Guide, you can pick up the telephone and call Bill and have a personal conversation with him. Plus, you're getting ready to do your Zoom meeting again. There's so many different parts of the website. If you're not utilizing every part of it, you're missing out on so much different information and so much different stuff. Like I was saying before Bill jumped on here with me, what we're doing, Bill, myself, Al, Justin, Pablo, Sonny, what we're doing is different than anything anybody else has ever done. We're sharing all of our innermost information. There's nobody else that's doing what we're doing. There's great websites out there. I'm not taking anything away from any of them. I'm never going to stand up and say that any of them aren't good. But there's only one that's got the guy that's been writing stuff about surf fishing as long as I've been fishing for a living. There's only one that has a guy that owns the website that's been fishing for a living for 52 years, bought his cars, houses. His father bought everything he owned from fishing. There's only one guy that's fished the Back Bay of San Diego his whole life. There's only one guy that caught 2,500 lobsters last year live. There's only one fire captain that runs charters out of Mission Bay that's willing to share all their information on a website that's easy for all of you to be a part of. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. And I just can't, Ron and I talked about it so much today. And he's a member. That's how he ended up hanging out with me. He's a member. He's my really good friend. But so many people on here are such good friends because of this silly little website I built. And Bill, you've met so many great people from this silly little website. We end up being your friends. The two guys you see sitting here talking to you right now, we're the same guys that are going to answer the phone. We're the same guys that are going to be at the PCS show talking to you. We're the same guys that you're going to want to take your children fishing with. I guarantee you, there's nothing different. We don't hide the ball. And then everything's revealed when you talk to us on the phone, when you look at our game plans, and if you actually execute what we tell you, you're going to be successful. I mean, Jason's right here talking about it. It's just the most amazing thing. I don't know why more people aren't involved, but those of you that are, good for you guys. And the Bill and I love seeing your reports when we get to wake up in the morning and we're like, is there any new report? We go on the app. Oh yeah, by the way, gang, there's an app, state-of-the-art app. Elliot and I built the app. It works flawless. Bill's game plans are on the app. Everything's on the app. It's right there on your hand. If you're an app person, you can use the app. If you're not an app person, if you're a laptop person, you can use it there. If you're not that, if you're just a guy with a telephone, you can use it on there. If you don't like apps, you can use it whatever way you want to use it. But I promise you, if you use it and listen to what we say and use the techniques, just because you listen to Bill and he says, go to this beach tomorrow morning, if you didn't go down the rabbit hole and look at the techniques that Bill's going to teach you to do, or go to Bill's tackle shop and get the stuff that Bill uses. He only sells what he uses, right?
Absolutely. And I did want to say also before I forget that, about our Zoom meeting that's coming up, which will be next week. I sent out an email to all of our members for that. About half of them have responded. So if you didn't get an email regarding the note, or call me or something, and maybe I've got the email wrong, we'll get that together. But Dave, what's so exciting is, like, on the Zoom, like, not only are we going to talk about what's going on this month, how to rig up, how to prepare, what to look for, where the fish is going to be, all that important stuff. We're going to talk about how, and in the very first week of March, right around when the show is going to be, that all of our members, as surf fishing members, are going to be invited to 2 events that are really phenomenal. When I was guiding, people would pay me $350 an hour to take them surf fishing. And people came from all over. I remember the head of cardiology from the University of Houston flew his entire family out for me to take them fishing. So here, what I'm saying is that the members, on Friday of the show in the morning, I'm going to take you, if you'd like to come. We're going to be at the beach. I'm going to show you how to catch ghost shrimp, clams, worms, sidewinder crabs, how to catch bait, how to keep it alive, where it is. We're going to be down in the mud using our new slurp guns from Promar Ahi, and we're going to be catching some ghost shrimp. We're going to show exactly how to use that. And then the next morning before the show, so this will be awesome, donuts, coffee, fishing, and then the show afterwards. That's a day for me. I love that. We're going to meet at the beach and we're going to go fishing, surf fishing, for about 3 hours. So we'll have a little clinic first. We'll get everybody rigged up exactly the perfect way to be rigged. We'll take our bait we caught the day before. We'll spread out on the beach and we'll catch some surf fish. So that's what it is to be part of your saltwater guide. And if you want to learn to be good at surf fishing, to maybe excel and be excellent at it, do the right things that you can teach your family members other, join us. We're having a great time. We're having a lot of fun, Dave. And it's nice to be able to do this without you.
And then, gang, Bill talks about it. I talk about it. This time of year, it's all about light line. Bill's the light line surf fishing guru, dude. But as far as ocean fishing right now, you're going to want to bring it down. Smaller hooks, lighter line. You want to get a bite. Right now, with the water being cold and stuff, the fish are a little bit more lethargic than they are in the summertime when the water's warmer. So you got to enhance them to get that bite. Small bronze or black colored hooks, light line, very thin wire hooks too, not thick wire, thin wire hooks. And then you're going to want to bring everything down as far as your line, You want a little piece of fluorocarbon, a light piece of fluorocarbon, some 15-pound if you're out on the boat. GT4 fluorocarbon, some 15-pound lightweight. Just enough weight when you're in the ocean to get it to the bottom. Just like Bill talks about in the surf. You don't want that bait firing down to the bottom and laying in the sand where it's rolling around like the fish can't see it. You want it working its way in the waves as they come out. Same thing with the fishing for the bass, the whitefish, the sargo, the China croakers, all the fish that live on those artificial reefs. It's super important. So it's super important to start to bring everything down and watch the videos. Don't just go, okay, I'm a member of Bill's bundles. I'm a member of Dave's website. Now I'm going to catch fish. It doesn't work that way, gang. Just like you get a stair stepper and you shove it underneath your bed, you're still going to be fat tomorrow. You got to walk, you got to step that stair stepper. You got to watch the videos, read the articles that Bill's written. Try to get into it like you would if you were trying to get your license for captain, or if you were trying to get your real estate license, or you're trying to become a doctor. You've got to study. Same thing with this fishing thing. I can't emphasize it enough. Too many people come by the website, do a drive-by, never watch a video, and then leave and go, wow, that website doesn't work. No, you're not working it. A website works phenomenal. There's too many people that are doing a great time catching fish, Bill.
Well, it gives everybody an opportunity. I mean, that's one of the things about learning, and whether it's at the beach or on the boat or over at the islands or offshore or whatever, is write down the questions that you have after you have a fishing session about, well, maybe what should I look for at the beach with? Where are the fish? Or am I hooking is my rig incorrect? Or am I hooking my bait wrong? Or does the moon have a certain effect on the surf because it was a big moon last night and I can't seem to get a bite? Once you figure out and start thinking about all these different things, maybe even write them down, then you'll have the ability for either Dave or me to just call us, send us an email, text us, ask us the question. We're here to help you become a better angler. Where can you go to get this information? It's really phenomenal, Dave. I have people back in the show days, the Fred Hall show days, wait all year long to ask me questions and wait just for the show. And I know you're the same way, to be able to come up to the booth and say, hey, Bill, or hey, Dave, I got a bunch of questions. Do you mind? Do you have a minute to talk to me? We're glad to do that every day of the week.
Yeah, Jason has a perfect thing he just said here. Take notes. It's so easy to forget the info that you watched on the video or that you got from Bill. It's super important. Ron and I were talking about that before I went live. I was asking him, what is some of the most important things you think you've gotten from this? And he goes, I got the ability to learn that I need to take notes because I can't remember everything I watched on the video when I get out on the water and I'm looking and I'm going, what did Dave say to do when this condition's doing this? Or what did Bill say to do when the water's moving this way on the beach? So yeah, grab yourself some notes. When you write it, when you watch it, and then you write it down, then it starts to sink into your brain, and you start to, you have comprehension of what you just read and what you just wrote down. And so it all starts to work for you, and it really will help you to be successful when you're out there. Right? Yeah,
Absolutely.
If you call my HR department, I will answer. You're absolutely right, Matt. When you call the HR department, I will answer.
Is Kelly the HR department for us?
Yeah.
Is Kelly going to fire me?
Yeah, you're out. You're done.
You're out. We're cutting your connection.
Yes, sir. And
but
Daniel.
But yeah, and it's funny, Dave, like over the years, so many years of seminars and stuff, people quite a few people over time have taken notes sitting in the audience. And there will be people, I am not kidding, who come up to me and say, like, I have just started surf fishing. I've got a bunch of questions. You have a minute? I went to your seminar. We'll answer their questions. Then the next year they will come back and they'll go, like, I love surf fishing. I've gotten like pretty good at it. Let me show you some of my pictures. And you'll look at their pictures. They'll be like, so that was a state record? Where did you get that again? What bait did you use? What time of day was it? I mean, it's amazing. So people do like take it to heart and then make some notes and then do some external research and then get themselves down there to the sand and get the job done.
Did you see what John Stanley just said? Every time Bill is on the show, I think to myself, damn, that makes sense. It sounds easy. He's going to go surf fishing tomorrow.
Get her done, John.
Look at Casey Gold. What's up, my man? How are you today? Yeah, and you can download everything on our website on your phone when you're going to go fishing the next day, like Casey's saying. Because of the app, Elliot's made it so it's available to download, and it'll be on your phone for 48 hours. It won't be on it forever. You'll have to re-download it the next time you go, but it's your information. And then Matt Ryan, Bill, what he did was he sat down, went to your saltwater guide school, and he wrote down so many notes for all the spots. When I go through the spots videos and I explain how they all work, and uphill current, downhill current, onshore wind, offshore wind, everything changes the whole time you're out there. And Matt Ryan has those notes, and he's been willing to share it with anybody that wants them. All you got to do is get a hold of him on the community section. Our community is second to none, gang, because every other community out there allows negativity to come in on it. Ours does not. We don't allow any negativity. Believe me, if you were to go down one of the rabbit holes of one of my videos on social media, your head would explode, the negative comment. So I got all the negative, and I'll take it, and you don't have to have it, gang. When you come on our website, there's nothing but positive. If someone comes on and tries to be negative, just like on the podcast, if they come on here and try to be negative on the podcast, we just ban them forever. It's pretty simple. But I can't do that on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, all those places, because there's just too many people. We're getting 30, 40,000 comments a month. But on our website, it's very guarded. We're not going to let anybody talk crap to any of you. If you ask Bill a question, it's not a dumb question. The only dumb questions are the ones you don't ask.
Yeah, absolutely true. Absolutely true. Because you know something, Dave, like I learn as much sometimes from the questions that the people do. I might know the answer. I might know the answer. I might not know the answer, but it gets my mind moving and thinking about it. And sometimes there's stuff that comes up where you go, ding, you know, like goes off in your head that, oh my gosh, that would probably work. Let's do that. I mean, that's how this whole thing with the stupid Taco Bell hot sauce, like the dumbest idea I'd ever heard. And then it turned out to be one of the best attractants we'd ever used.
Absolutely. That's the new reel from Akuma, the Cavalla. It's an incredible 2-speed lever drag reel. The thing's incredible, gang. We'll put the QR code up one more time. When you go through the QR code, you're going to get to hear the music on this video, and then you'll get to hear John Bretza explain to it. The reason I can't put that music up is because we're at a level right now that we are so big that they're looking for any opportunity to demonetize us. So this video is an incredible video, and it shows everything you need to know about this reel. It's an unbelievable 2-speed lever drag reel, gang. I want you to go over to the website, check out through the QR code, watch that video, enjoy the video. We're going to get one soon from John Bretza without the music on it, and we can explain it more to you that way. But as long as they have music on them, I can't play the videos on our show. I just can't do it, gang. It's just, they're going to pull our channel down, our page down. They're going to pull everything out. So if your videos have music on it and you want to be an advertiser with us, I can't play the video. I just can't do it. I'm sorry, but we can't. And then another thing to think about, and this is perfect, I see Matt Ryan put this up here, is whenever you're surf fishing down on the beach, whatever you're doing, or whenever you're, like Matt says, when he's out on the ocean, what goes through Matt's head the whole time when he's surf fishing, he surf fishes a lot, Bill Barney's voice or my voice is in his head. What would Bill do right now? You sure the heck, if you're not catching, you got to think, would Bill do this? Probably not. Or would Dave do this? Probably not.
And
There's
you know, Dave, what amazes me is how has nobody in our group, when they've been standing on the beach getting skunked, called me on the phone? I mean, please, people, call me on the phone. Say, hey, I'm down at Newport. I'm in Carlsbad. I'm in Ventura. I'm at the Santa Barbara Harbor. What do I need to do? I'm here for you, man. I'm here for you.
exactly. And so many people do that to me all the time. Start calling Bill up, you guys, when you're surf
Yeah,
fishing. Call him up.
definitely. Definitely.
Call him up. He wants to see you catch fish more than you do. He wants to see the picture. But hey, Casey Gold, really good friend of mine, known him since he was just a young feller. Now he's an old man like me. He asked a question, what did I miss? What's this Taco Bell hot sauce thing? Bill, talk about it for a minute before we jump off of here.
Yeah, just real quick, years and years ago, we used to bass fish a lot up at Paris Lake, and a buddy of mine would make this hot sauce, which was like garlic and oil and vinegar, and oh my, it was so nasty. And we squirted on the rental seat of the boat we rented, and we dip our worms in it, and we would just kill the bass. But when we take the boat back, the rental place would almost throw us in the water when they had to take the whole boat out and wash the wash the sauce out of it. Well, we ran out of the sauce, and on our way to the lake to fish off the rocks, we bought Taco Bell tacos, and sitting on the rocks, we squeezed some of it on the rocks and dipped the worm in it and cast it out. And what did you find out? Every cast a fish. So we thought, would that work in the ocean? So what we do is we just take 2 packets, I'll get them now, 2 packets of hot sauce, of Taco Bell hot sauce, and we put them in a little Ziploc bag, so we have something to dip them into. So just a couple of things of hot sauce. Doesn't matter if you have super hot, Del Scorcho, mild, they all work. Put them in a little Ziploc bag like this. Dip our sand crab, our grub, our bait into that about every 5 casts, and it works really well. And the reason, Dave, that it works well is that when you look at all of the different hot sauces out there, they have basically 2 major ingredients in oil and vinegar. Oil holds the hot sauce or the sauce to whatever lure you put it on, and then the vinegar provides a flavor underwater when the fish bite down on it. Although it's not their usual flavor, it's got flavor to it, and they hold on. So whether you're looking at hot sauce you buy specifically made for fishing, or hot sauce that you get at Taco Bell, Del Taco, Panda Express, whatever, they all have that oil and vinegar in them that work fantastically to attract fish. We've used it for rock fishing, rock cod fishing, freshwater bass fishing, surf fishing. So it works for basically everything. Freshwater bass, I haven't tried it on trout yet, but maybe that's the next step.
It probably will. It's amazing how the fish are attracted to that hot sauce. Casey Gold,
Really?
I hope that answered your question, what Bill was talking about. And then, yeah, John Stanley, the Grunion story, absolutely to die for with the Taco Bell, but it had nothing to do with the hot sauce. We always tell that story every couple of months, and we'll tell that story again. Ding. I want you to take advantage of all the things that are there for you at our website. So if you guys are sitting on the fence and you haven't really delved into the website, all you got to do is give me a call at 949-374-0786, and I will give you a free look at our website. Also, if you watch any of my videos on any social media platform, you'll see what I'm talking about when I talk about all the Akuma products. I use them all the time. I'm always using Akuma. I have 4 rods in my truck right now and a bunch of reels in my bag right here. This is the reel I was using on the beach with Roy Rose a couple days ago, right here. I was throwing the surface iron with my Tesoro 10. I love this reel. I fish with it all the time. The Star Drag is an incredible product. I love these reels, the Star Drag, but there's nothing about Akuma that I don't like. I've been using them for 15 plus years. It's my go-to. They're phenomenal. I never go, darn, I wish I would have had the Boob Lob reel. They work phenomenal for me. You see Justin fishing with them all the time. Bill Varney has a bunch of the surf fishing reels he uses all the time. And then over at our Instagram page, gang, last night I talked about that one video that's going absolutely bananas. We are up to, let me just check real quick right now. That video with bone marrow sponsored by Akuma, the views are at 34.4 million views right now. Kenny right there in the top left-hand corner, that guy right there, I just made a brand new video with Kenny today. I stopped in there at his fish taco place in Vizcaína on the Baja Peninsula. Kenny and I had a great lunch. He made me some phenomenal Baja fish tacos. But that video right there, gang, 34.4 million views right now. That's what it has right now. And it's sponsored by Akuma. When you go there and you click on the Instagram page, you go, wow, 34.4 million views. Yeah. Could you imagine if your product was attached to a video that got 34.4 million views? You'd be pretty damn happy, I think. That's a lot of exposure for somebody. If you look, it's sponsored by Akuma. It's right there. When you click on the video, it says sponsored by Akuma. We don't know which video is going to go. We have no idea when they're going to pop, when they're going to go hot, Bill. Look around, Bill Varney, when we're done tonight. Go look at anybody that's got 34 million views on an Instagram video. Just go look. Any of you, go look. Right now, my Instagram page in the last 28 days has 37.5 million views. Your saltwater guide. Look at that video, Bill. Have you seen this one yet?
No, today was the first time I saw this video. Awesome.
Look at that little sea lion. He's trying to get out of there. Look at that white shark. It's about 17 foot long. Woo!
Look how big that thing is.
And his belly is full of squid. When he rolls over on his back, you just go, what the hey?
They are so lucky it didn't get hung up in all those ropes.
Yeah, and he just swims away. Happy little feller. Look at him. I'm out. See you guys later. Thank you. What a beautiful night.
Sleepy time.
Yep. And like I was telling somebody today on the phone, I don't think there's anybody, maybe I'm wrong, prove me wrong. I don't think there's anybody in the fishing industry right now that has, of any level, that has a video on Instagram. One video that has 34 million views. Right now it has 34.4 million views. I bet you there'll be more tomorrow. So if you know somebody in the fishing industry that has a video right now that's trending right now, not last month, last year, not last week, right this second, that has more than 34 million, send it to me. I want to check it out because I don't think that they do. I think they're all full of baloney. There's a lot of posers out there, but we're not. We're real. It's pretty amazing. And it's all because of my good buddy Elliot and all my great sponsors. Because of the fact that it's sponsored by Akuma, I know that helped get the views. I would hope that you guys all check it out. There's no way you cannot see that. It's pretty crazy. There he is. There's Josh Blacktip H. Blacktip H, the #1 guy on Instagram. Blacktip H, the #1 fisherman. Dig through his stuff. Let me know if he's got a video that has 34.4 million views on any of his stuff. That's Josh Blacktip H. Oh, wait a minute. His #1 video has 27.6 million. Huh. Is that more or is that less than 34?
He's trying to catch you.
Yeah, he's the #1 guy on Instagram. He's got millions of followers, but he doesn't have 34 million views on one video. That's pretty wild, right?
That is crazy. That is absolutely crazy.
Like we talk about all the time, gang. If you have a company and you want to get your product in front of somebody, like Akuma was able to get in front of 34 million views on one video. Can you imagine if you had a company and I could get your product in front of that many people? Pretty amazing. Yeah, we got it all covered, Lisa. We're totally 100% covered. We're going to make the announcement real soon, but yes, we have the place covered. And then the last few days, we've gone up 8,000 followers in less than 5 days, 8,000 new followers on Instagram. It's pretty incredible, but we're trending and we're viral on all platforms. Elliot's just showing you the Instagram one, Bill. You go to Facebook, you go to TikTok, go to YouTube. It's going bananas everywhere. Not that video, all the videos. If as he scrolls through, gang, yeah, people go, "Oh, you got one video going." We got a lot more than one. There's our. It looks pretty good, doesn't it? That looks pretty good, right, Bill? It's going in the right direction.
Yeah, it's a beautiful number.
Yeah. Do you think it'll be bigger at the PCS show or smaller?
Well, all I know is that if you drop the 87 off there, that's about as many followers I have.
Pretty wild, right?
That is a ton of people following just on one platform. And I can speak myself as a business owner too. You know, since I've been working with you, Dave, and all of the great information we've given out to people and stuff, people have really been wonderful and rewarded me in my store by going in there and buying products and asking me questions and helping me. Any other business that's out there, you would be a fool not to do that. I personally advertised on another platform that thousands of people listened to and had very little success. And then with you, Dave, with very little work, had a great amount of success. So I think there's people missing the boat. But the good news is that people like Promar and Okuma who've jumped on and saw that this is really a profitable thing for them and a good way for them to get all their information out. They really are the winners, and I feel good for them. People that just are dragging their feet and are not willing to sign up as a sponsor with your saltwater guide are just missing the boat, and hopefully they'll get themselves on the dock when the boat comes back in.
Yeah, exactly. We'll be making a drive-by. We can pick up a couple more sponsors maybe. We'll drive by the dock and see if anybody wants to jump on. But I guarantee you, if you see us in March at the Pacific Coast Sport Fishing Festival, these numbers will be way bigger. There's no way they're not going to be. I put out 3 brand new videos every single day, Bill. Every single day. Every single day because of my good buddy Elliot Andrews. We're able to do that. The marketing at your saltwater guide is second to none. We're not going anywhere. We're only going up. As you saw the numbers, everything's going up. The website, we're constantly adding new people. We added 3 new people yesterday just to the website alone. That's great. For fishing-based website in the middle of the winter, but it's hard to not see us anymore, gang. The industry is having a hard time ignoring us now. I mean, they can say whatever they want, but the numbers don't lie. And I can pick up the phone right now and call any of the people across the United States. They all want to come on the podcast. So the proof's in the pudding. Gang, you could all be on here advertising. I guarantee you would be stoked. What did you say yesterday, Elliot, on the show? You said, in order to get in front of 30 million people with any product, if just for a month to get in front of 30 million people, it would cost you $300,000 on Google Ads. $300,000 to get in front of 30 million people. Akuma just did that in 13 days for way less than $30,000. All right.
Absolutely.
And half those views aren't you, Matt Ryan, but thank you for thinking that. You're feeling pretty good about yourself. If you clicked on that video 15 million times, you would not be going to work. You wouldn't be eating. You wouldn't be going to the bathroom. You wouldn't be watching TV. That video today got over 400,000 views today.
And it was 425 yesterday, which is crazy. Like almost 1 million in 2 days. Wow. I hate you.
Thank you. But you love being around me.
I do. Hey, and I want to thank Tim and the others who recently got their calendars and ordered our last calendars. They're all gone now. Really appreciate the support of CCA, and I really hope that everybody who got them really enjoys them. We enjoy putting them together. We work hard on the photographs. We love the sayings in there. Of course, one of my favorites, of course, is Jimmy L. Glass from the Louisiana electric chair, whose last words were, "I'd rather be fishing." So there's a lot of good ones. There's a lot of good ones on there. And thank you everybody for supporting us. We really appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, we can't thank you enough from the bottom of our heart. Every one of us at Your Saltwater Guide, we thank every single one of you. Without all of you, we can't do this. And get involved. Jump in here, gang. And Bill, yesterday I told everybody when I was on with Michael Folks, we will be able to give you guys the link to get involved to help save our sand bass in Southern California. But the way that the government has it set up, we can only have the link 14 days before the meeting. And the meeting's on February 12th. So we're not allowed to have the link yet. As soon as we get the link, we're going to spread it all over social media. We're going to try to bring all of our followers in on this meeting, because the barred sand bass is the most important fish in California. It's the most important fish in Southern California by far. The fleet was built on it. We all been fishing them forever and ever. You were out with Captain Al. I don't even know how many you guys caught without even really trying. And for them to tell us
can't,
that they're
over
almost
10, 15. I don't even remember. There was quite a few. And they were big, man. Those were big sand bass and calico bass. We were fishing those calicos between the two bait receivers in San Diego Harbor at night. And it was like outstanding calico bass fishing. And our big one was probably about 17 inches or so. So that was fun.
Bass?
No, that was a calico in the harbor.
Calico, wow.
Right up against the bait receiver.
Beautiful.
All the slammers there. So yeah, amazing stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, the meeting's coming up. I must say that a very beautiful, intelligent, wonderful woman got a hold of me yesterday. We talked. Her name is Donna Calles. I don't know if you know her, Dave, but we talked a little bit yesterday about how we can help the commission, Fish and Game Commission, make an equitable decision regarding sand bass. So what I've done is I've put together photographs from people including myself, surf fishing at the beach and catching sand bass. And I've drafted a letter which will be on its way tomorrow to the commission, letting them know that there is a large group of anglers who fish right from the shore who catch sand bass, and we don't want our limits changed or anything changed with the sand bass. There's plenty of them there. There's a lot of us who catch and release, and that's the position we're going to take. So if there's anybody out there who feels like they'd like to write a letter or send photographs to the commission, if you just look up the California Fish and Game Commission, there is information on there with the addresses and the email addresses for either emailing or mailing comments to them.
And it's going to be important for us to be involved in this one, gang. This is the real deal right now. So we'll all be involved. We'll talk about it every day on our show. And that young, beautiful young lady, that's my little baby sister, Donna. She loves it when I call her my baby sister. But she just had a birthday day before yesterday. So happy birthday, Donna, from the bottom of my heart. And everybody
happy
that's
birthday,
watching.
Donna.
Question. Matt, I removed the lower unit of my outboard to replace an impeller. Now I can't get the lower unit back into the motor, having a hard time. Matt, you need to call Captain Todd Manser. He's your man. I'll send you his number. And Bill Varney, Matt needs you to call him for some reason. I don't know how it happened. He doesn't have your number anymore. So if you can call him, he's in your Rolodex. Call Matt. If you don't have his number, let me know. I'll send it to you. But you guys need to get together, and we are way past, an hour and 20 minutes. I have to get ready to do nothing the rest of the night. So
It's going to be bedtime soon. Well, I've got to get to bed too, because I got to get up there and I got to warm up my electric blanket. So this morning when I woke up, it was -3, which, that's pretty cold. It has been -10 a couple of weeks ago. But when the people that are about 20 miles from here woke up in the morning in Gunnison, Colorado, it was -24, and their high today was 6. So they're saying tomorrow in Gunnison there's going to be a heat wave. It's only going to be -20.
Woo!
So there you go.
Well, you said something about La Nina and it cold.
Mhm.
Well, it's freezing down here, Bill. These people have never seen it this cold. I've only been living down here for 5.5 years. Kelly had to go buy a heater the other day, and they don't sell heaters in Cabo, so she had to go to the secondhand store and get a heater. It got all the way down into the high 40s, low 50s the other night in
Wow.
Cabo. Right here in Loretto, it's pretty damn cold right now. I put on 2 shirts. I'm freezing. I don't have any short long pants on or any shoes, but I'm freezing.
Well, there's this big low. Well, because as we talked about the jet stream going over California and then going right down the backside of it, it is drawing all this extremely cold Arctic air off of Canada all the way into, really Southern California, all the way across the entire country. So that's really where this is coming from. And if we went back to the last La Nina year, I was bringing back a 44-foot Pacifica from Cabo. And when we pulled into Mag Bay, it was November 20th. The harbor captain there came and met us in his Ponga in a down jacket. So Dave, what's going on is completely normal. This is how these cycles of La Nina, El Nino happen. And the reason that they happen is because we all live right next to the largest body of water on the planet. And when that body of water, the temperature changes by the water moving because it has things called currents, that's what changes our weather.
Got it. All right, gang. I'm throwing the QR code up one more time for the Cavalla, and here's the Tesoro. When you go to the website, you can see all the great things they have over. The Cavalla is a great 2-speed lever drag reel. Check that out. Go to Akuma.com or grab it through the QR code right here. 20% off the Cavalla reels, the beautiful lever drag 2-speed, or put in the code DHCAV and the number 20 when you're checking out at Okuma Fishing USA.com. Thank you all for watching. Bill, thanks for jumping on. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow's the last show at 6 o'clock because I will be home tomorrow, and then we'll be back on the normal schedule. Thank you all for hanging in with us as I went and got a couch for my beautiful wife. Everybody, Bill, thank you. Good night.